So we met right down this path.
It's a romantic spot in Brooklyn's Prospect Park called the Nethermead, and their two dogs that brought Paul and Alice Marcus Krieg together 18 years ago.
I was just hanging out in the park, and Paul came down the hill with his dog Steve. He had just moved here from Colorado.
The two hit it off instantly.
We walked the dogs, and then we just spent the whole day together.
We went to Grand Army Plaza, and we shared blueberries.
3 years later, they were married and say every day they still walk in the park, bringing with them their new dog and remembering all their old memories.
When we were both kind of getting started with our careers and things, we would do date night here and just bring the dogs and a picnic lunch and tie the dogs up to a tree and throw a frisbee all evening.
At times, they say moments spent in the park have even helped save their marriage.
We have a rule, actually, when we start fighting in our tiny little apartment, we always bring it to the park, because as soon as you step out of that tiny little confound, you realize it's not important. And then we come and we take a walk and everything's better.
Like the Kriegs, many couples find themselves making their way here, whether it's young love just starting to flourish, like this couple getting to know one another on a run.
I think Prospect Park's just a really romantic
really
place
beautiful.
to go.
It's kind of like meditative time, but you're like together.
Or couples that have been together for decades.
It's a good stress reliever, and it's nice to be here together and get to do something calm and quiet.
Some even pop the question in the park. This bench serves as a reminder to one couple about that special day, so it doesn't come as a shock that weddings are popular here too, and have been since the 1920s.
First official wedding took place in Prospect Park on June 7, 1923, and that was between Elizabeth Hoyt Sanarins and Owen Morton Gunderson.
Andrew Gustafson of Turnstile Tours says all the major papers covered Prospect Park's first wedding. It was monumental.
We know that the couple got married here, sort of along this center aisle here.
But pictures got lost in history. These photos show what the Rose Garden used to look like.
We are standing in what was historically one of the most romantic areas of the park. One stipulation of the park was that they had to have the wedding at 7:30 in the morning so that they wouldn't disturb regular park goers here.
Ever since that first wedding, countless other lovebirds have tied the knot here in Prospect Park. It's now estimated that about 120 couples every year get married here in the park. And that number keeps growing.
I think there's a lot of love and romance in the park, and we see it here at the wedding venues that you can rent to get married in the park.
People can get married all year round. The picnic house serves as the park's most popular spot. Renting it out will cost you $3,000 to $6,500.
And it's just the most beautiful place in Brooklyn, hands down.
Love and Prospect Park.
We always go back happy after we've been in the park.
If you ask these couples,
So Prospect Park, to me, is one of the greatest places on earth.
there's nothing quite like it. John Diaz, CBSN, New York.